Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today we're taking a look at, from the Transformers Bumblebee the movie line, this is Energon Ignitors Power Figures Wave 1. And let's just start off. This is the Energon Igniter. This little doohickey comes with the Power Plus and Nitro figures. And allow me to explain. Basically, this is the key to the whole Energon Ignitors gimmick line. Speed, Power, Power Plus, and Nitro all interact with this in various ways, allowing the vehicles to become self-propelled. That's number one. Number two, this is a Power figure. This is a Power Plus figure. They are exactly the same in terms of size and what they do. Basically, the only difference is the Power Plus figures come with this little Energon engine block. In fact, in the Power Plus Wave 1 line, there is a retool of this figure that doesn't have the battle mask and gun arm. So, my belief is that if the line does well, and if the movie does well, all the figures in the Power Plus line will probably see a re-release in the Power line. Number three, these are not one-step changers. These do not feature a spring-activated transformation. These are manual transformations, which I think might appeal to some collectors who did not like the spring gimmick of the one-step changers. I thought these were going to be one-step changers. They are not. And then finally, let me just mention, Amazon is pricing these all across the board crazily. The Nitro class is about $20. This figure they were selling for $16, whereas this figure that came with the engine block, they were selling for $15 and change. But then there's the other Bumblebee, which they're selling for $18 and change. I have to say, you really cannot buy these figures off of Amazon. They are pricing them really crazily to a point where it's just not worth it. Megatron, who we'll take a look at in a little bit, was going for $18. I think these are supposed to retail for $10. The Power Plus is $15. And then the the Nitro class is about $20, with the Speed series going for $8 or something. I don't know, but like I said, the pricing is all crazy on Amazon. So, there's nothing we can really do. They need to get their ships in line, but whatever. Now, we're going to start with the transformation. Starting in vehicle mode, we're going to activate the igniter gimmick. Basically what you want to do, and you can do this with the engine, but I recommend doing it with your hand. Press down on the back. That will allow these side panels to flip out. You're going to reveal some sweet armaments. Then what you will do is you'll take the engine. The way the engine goes in, it always goes in with this lever towards the back, so you can press down and it will go in forward like that, and you'll just drop it in. It will click into place. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to depress the lever. Then I'll just bring this off camera. And yeah, these things can go. So that's kind of cool. Just pop it right back out. Now, for this transformation, you do need to close it back up. First step you want to do is come underneath the figure, rotate the arms out, bend the elbows slightly just to get things out of the way. Bring what will be the legs down like that. Flip this black section back. Now, just as a little note, it's like a hook and latch tab that will, going back into vehicle mode, just to be aware. So then you're going to spread the legs. You will then now come in and push the side panels back in so they close up the legs a little. You don't want to push them all the way because that will knock the leg panels here out of their tabs. And then what you'll do is you'll bring the hood of the car down. There's a slot here, tab there, and there you go. And here you have your Bumblebee in its robot mode. This has a battle mask and a gun arm. As I mentioned, there's one in the Power Plus series that has 2 normal hands and the normal head. So yeah, so there you have that. So we'll pause and we'll take a look at the next figures in the line. Okay, and we're back and we're taking a look at Dropkick and Hot Rod. Hot Rod is a carryover from the Last Night line. This is basically a way, if you were unable to find the Walmart exclusive Hot Rod figures, you can get some version of the Hot Rod character. Although this isn't the actual vehicle mode it had in the movie. Let's talk about Dropkick for a second. This obviously they are retools of each other. Dropkick has the little engine here on up. Images from Wave 2 have actually come out of Taiwan where they're on shelves, and this will get repainted into Shatter, I do believe the character's name. Also, in the Speed series of the Energon Igniters line, Hot Rod is actually a retool of Barricade. And since Barricade has a Nitro figure, one of these figures will probably get retooled into Barricade for the Power or Power Plus line. Both of them feature the same gimmick, where if you just press down on the back here, it does spring open the panels, so you get some guns and a little extra forward thrusters here. I'm not going to drop the engine in because it's basically the same as Bumblebee, but that's what they look like engaged. So just go ahead, flip these panels back down. This part here by the windshield on my Hot Rod doesn't really like to tab into place. No problems here on Dropkick. Transformation is exactly the same on both. You want to flip back the front section here. This will form the feet. Bring out the arms. Separate the legs, and then push up and tab the chest and head section into place. Here's a little look at what Dropkick's going to look like. I don't know if this is his actual movie look. Again, Hot Rod, same thing. Don't think Hot Rod is actually in the movie. So I don't know. I mean, I doubt this is what it would look like since it was Last Night and they're just, filling out the line. But there you go. And on this figure, or I should say this mold, you don't have to flip the I would say the igniters gimmicks in to fill it out, because then you would have a hole in the back. But kind of cool figures. I dig them a little. I mean, they're simple, but again, they're not the one-step transformation, so you do get a little more movement and articulation. As you've seen, these have all had bendable elbows. So, yeah, we'll pause and we'll take a look at Megatron, the final figure in Wave 1. Okay, this is Megatron. Actually, sporting, I think, the Revenge of the Fallen tank design, and the reason I say that is you have some fold-out wings. There was a flying tank, if you remember. You do have his head peeking out forward, saying, "Hi there." This one, the way the engine will plug in is actually closer to how they works in the Speed series. There's a port right there, so you're going to slide this in, and you're going to peg it into place. And then, again, I'll just pull this right out of camera view, press down. And yeah, depending on the surface, Megatron can really go. And unfortunately, you do have to have the wings out for the igniter gimmick. But just without it, you can have the wings in or out. Transformation, you need to start by taking the wings out. And then let's turn the figure over. We're going to untab the front here, which will become the legs. There are tabs here and a little slot under the chest section. And you just want to fold them out of the way, get them out of the way. Then what you want to do is unpeg Megatron's head from the front of the tank. Bring it down like so, rotate it around, and then bring this whole section back up. And there are some tabs there that will peg into everything and hold everything into place and bring it down. Next, what you want to do is you'll bring the legs down on their hips there. The knees are going to be in somewhat of a permanent bend forward. You'll bring these treads out, and they will snap into don't want to overpress, but there's a little catch right there, and you'll just bring them forward just like so. Don't want to go too far, and then you can stand Megatron up. Next, you'll swing. You can finally bring in the wings here, and this will help hold the head section into place. Bring the arms out, which were the rear treads. Going back into vehicle mode, you want to take note there is a tab there that when you fold it up, does line into a little groove that will help hold the tread into place. Fold out the arms, and yes, they are different. And there you have Megatron in its robot mode. So you do have a little action features, not action feature, but you do have a little expressiveness with the face and body. I do like the different hands, and as you can see, you have arms and elbows, which I think is kind of cool. You have some nice soft ratcheting there in the hips. Just be careful when pushing in that you don't push in on the joint here for the transformation, but I kind of dig it. It's not as hollow as the Studio Series figure. So, yep, we'll pause, and you know what? I think I'll give you a little bonus and take a look at the Power Plus Volkswagen Bumblebee. Okay, so basically, I just got this figure for the engine. The power gimmick starts, press down on the back, and again, you have these nice little turbines or Gatling guns of some sort that flip out. Not bad. Start the transformation. You want to come underneath the car and then flip out these pieces right here. That'll peg into place. Next, what you want to do is come on down and, careful. You're going to, I think these legs are supposed to, yeah, there's a slot here and a tab here for the shins, I guess, of the figure to peg into place. There, just like so. Next, what you want to do is pull the front of the car out slightly. That will allow you to come out and bring these arms out and down. Little note here is you want to be careful with the ball joints at the shoulder when going back into vehicle mode. Make sure that they're facing forward, or you'll have a problem tabbing things in. Next, what you want to be mindful of, you're going to separate the legs. And again, much like on the other Bumblebee, it's a little hook system there. You'll press these in slightly to give you a little room to spread the legs. So you want to press those rear panels in. Bring the hood down. And then you'll just bring these arms up, just like so. Up like that. And there you have the Bumblebee in its robot mode. Unfortunately, no elbows, just ball joints here at the shoulders. And you got some movement in the hips, but nothing overly wonderful and great. So we'll pause, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the figures. Okay, so basically, my opinions of the figures are really my opinion of the whole Igniters line. And I like what it's doing. I like that, unlike Titan's Return and Power of the Primes, you actually have a line that's built around a gimmick that does something. I mean, this little engine block powers the figures in different ways to have them scoot along if they plug in differently. And I think that's really cool. These aren't one-step transformers. They are simplified. But, you know, it is a bit more than just a one-step figure. My one complaint is, besides, you know, Amazon's pricing, is the fact that if you buy just a power figure, and, you know, you can't get a Power Plus or a Nitro figure, you're not going to be able to get that engine block. So you're going to be missing out on one of the key gimmicks and abilities of the figure. So my advice would be get a Power Plus figure whichever one. Chances are Bumblebees are going to be aplenty, so those will be your cheapest option, and go from there. And then, buy up the power figures. Hopefully this line does well, so we can see different characters done as a power, as a power or power plus figure, and that maybe get a jet or a helicopter. I mean, how cool would it be to get like a drift helicopter where the motor power, scoots it on a table, but also spins the propeller blades? Maybe that might be done in the nitro size point. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, I kind of think the recommended price for these is about $10 or so. Do not go by the crazy pricing on Amazon, and then you have the third-party sellers on top of that. Just focus on, try to get these at retail, try to get these off of Hasbro Toy Shop. So, that's your best option. But overall, if you're going to get one from this line, I kind of have to give it to Megatron. The transformation is a little more interesting, and it's just cool to have a Megatron that you can propel in tank mode, and I think that's just really awesome. So, for Bumblebee, Dropkick, Hot Rod, and Megatron, we will see you next time.